Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Embrace the Pace, bringing you guys another video today, and we're going to be talking about the second biggest signing of free agency so far, and that is Dwyane Wade signing with the Chicago Bulls. Last night, he shocked the NBA world by deciding he was going to sign with them. I don't think anybody really thought he was going to leave Miami until just yesterday when things started to get really real. Like, okay, he might legitimately leave the Heat. I personally did not think there was even a chance of him leaving the Heat. It just does not seem right to even think about Dwyane Wade in a different uniform and in a different city other than Miami. I just perfectly assumed that he was going to end up being in Miami his entire career. So this is definitely a big shock for me, and it's going to change the landscape of the NBA and really change, what the NBA looks like this year. This has been a crazy offseason so far. Obviously, we had KD leaving for the Warriors. We have Al Horford going to the Celtics. D Rose going to the Knicks. Now we have D Wade going to the Bulls. So it's definitely going to be a new look NBA season next year. But yeah, I'm just really shocked about this D Wade deal. And honestly, the way that it went down is not something you want to see from a star player like Dwyane Wade. You don't want to see, a player be with a team for, 13 seasons now, and then for it to end like this, where they can't come to a contract agreement because of the money, and the Heat don't want to pay him. And honestly, I think it's a little bit ridiculous. I wish the Heat would have just gone ahead and paid him, however much money he wanted, because he definitely deserves that contract for all that he's done for the organization. This is a little bit different from other free agency situations. A lot of times, like Dwyane Wade is not going to get the same treatment as LeBron did when he left Cleveland or KD did when he left Oklahoma City. It's going to be much different because Dwyane Wade, I don't think, really wanted to leave Miami. I think it was just a matter of, he felt disrespected because they didn't want to pay him what he was worth. And in the past, he's had so many pay cuts. He's taken so many pay cuts. I mean, honestly, you can attribute the championships in Miami a lot to Dwyane Wade, not just because he was one of the main players on the team that won them those championships, but without Dwyane Wade taking pay cuts, the big three never happens. And also, with Dwyane Wade being such good friends with LeBron, that's a huge reason why LeBron decided to come to Miami in the first place. So what Dwyane Wade has done for the Miami Heat organization, giving them championships, it is a little bit ridiculous that they didn't want to give him, as much money as he was worth and as much money as he wanted. There were other teams out there, such as the Bulls, that did give him a contract that he felt he was worthy of. But another thing that's surprising about it is that Dwyane Wade, even though he's not in the prime of his career, he's still a very good player. He's still an all-star caliber player, I believe. I think he put up close to 20 points a game last year, so he's still going to really be a good contributor on your team and can be a legitimate first or second option. So it's a little bit surprising. I guess right now, if you look forward for the Heat, they're going to have to go into a little bit of a rebuild. They obviously signed Hassan Whiteside long-term. It was funny, Hassan Whiteside tweeted last night. Obviously, he was not very happy about Dwyane Wade leaving the Heat after he just signed a long-term deal there. But they're definitely going to have some questions that they need to answer as far as what they want to do with their roster. Now, Chris Bosh is the only remaining member of the Big Three, and obviously we know that Chris Bosh has the heart issues with the blood clots and everything. So they'll definitely have to figure out what they're going to do. Do they want to go into a full rebuild? Do they want to try to keep this thing afloat and stay in the playoff race and try to hit it big with free agents in the future? We'll just have to see. But definitely is going to be very strange not seeing Dwyane Wade in a Miami Heat uniform. But if there's any place that is cool for him to go, it is Chicago. He's from Chicago. There was talk about him going to Chicago in previous times when he was a free agent. So I am glad that he went to Chicago. I wouldn't have liked to see him go to Denver or Milwaukee or anything like that, even though he does have ties to Milwaukee since he went to Marquette. But I think that, as I said, if there's any team that he could go to other than the Heat, it is pretty cool that he decided to go to the Chicago Bulls. And even though I don't think the Bulls are going to do much next year, they do have a nice little core right now with Rondo, D Wade, and Jimmy Butler, even though D Wade is going to only have a few more good years left in him. And then Rajon Rondo's a little bit inconsistent at times, but still a solid point guard. And Jimmy Butler, who knows about his future? There have been talks all offseason about them looking to trade him. I don't think they'll do that now, but I think by getting D-Wade, Chicago will be in the playoffs next year, I would assume, with Robin Lopez there at center and stuff like that. So, they've got a decent squad, enough to probably make it into the playoffs, but I don't see them doing too much damage either way. So that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, what you think about Dwyane Wade leaving Miami to sign with Chicago. It's been a crazy offseason so far, and hopefully it gets a little more crazy. A lot of the big names are off the market now, but we should be seeing some nice role player moves coming up here pretty soon. It'll be interesting to see what the Warriors do with their bench, since they've pretty much got all the cap space tied up in their superstars. So we'll see what happens, but we'll just have to stick around for the ride. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Talk to you guys later.